One of the major issues facing humanity is plastic pollution. Large volumes of plastic have been making their way into our oceans through contaminated streams and rivers for many years. Millions of aquatic animals lose their habitat due to this plastic garbage. According to studies, if things continue as they are, there might not be any marine life remaining by 2050. Though time is running out, there is yet hope. Today we will aware you about a megaproject which is saving the ocean. So if you're interested in getting pretty much information about it, watch this video till the end, and if you find it cool, then you can also support us by giving this video a thumbs up. Currently, the biggest ocean cleanup operation ever is in progress. Numerous of these enormous floaters could ultimately clean our waters once they were fully functional. But is this concept truly crazy? Or may this strategy actually succeed in protecting our oceans? Let's investigate. Captain Charles Moore made a really horrific discovery 25 years ago. He came upon what is now known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch as he was sailing in the Pacific Ocean. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is an ocean current-driven plastic vortex that moves in a circular pattern. It covers an area that is 3 times France's size. There are 250 pieces of plastic for every person alive in the entire garbage patch, which has an estimated 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic in total. And to make matters worse, there are currently 4 additional sizable garbage patches spread over the world's oceans. For aquatic life, this trash is a complete catastrophe. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch has an adverse effect on over 800 species of marine life, including entanglement, ingestion, and habitat degradation. The extinction of more than 100 species is being threatened by plastic waste. Why then hasn't the ocean been cleaned up? Boyan Sloth, the man behind Ocean Cleanup, posed this exact query in 2011. He was scuba diving in Greece when he saw that the ocean had more garbage than fish. His epiphany came when he recognized that employing the ocean currents could help with the cleanup, despite the fact that he was just 16 years old at the time. You may wait for the plastic to find you rather than pursuing it. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, however, can, in our opinion, entirely clean itself. While still in school, he developed this concept, which he later presented at a TEDx conference in 2012. Sadly, there was no real interest in the concept. Instead, he continued on to college to study aerospace engineering. His urge to clear the ocean persisted for another 6 months. In order to start the ocean cleanup on his own, he dropped out of college. Boyan the Sloth planned to clean the ocean by himself with just $300 of his own cash in the absence of investors. 2013, March. Finally, things started to move. His TED lecture was covered by media outlets and quickly gained popularity. He obtained first funding of $90,000 and was no longer alone. His aim to purify the seas was now a serious reality rather than just a pipe dream. He was showered with encouragement. People wanted to help the sloth not just financially but also intellectually. When 100 scientists and engineers volunteered to examine the cost and logistics of cleaning up the ocean, they chose to focus on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch because it was the biggest problem. Compared to the other 4 combined, this is by far the biggest waste patch on the planet. In addition, interceptors would be positioned in rivers to stop plastic from flowing into the sea. As a result, the Ocean Cleanup System trial system won in September 2018, making it the first ocean cleanup system of its sort. The first method entails launching a 3-meter deep skirt and a 600-meter long floater net into the water. The floater is substantial enough at the top to prevent plastic from floating above it, and substantial enough below to prevent plastic from flowing. Any marine organism in the region can easily swim beneath it. The system is being carried by ocean currents together with the plastic, which is being drawn into its U-shape. As you come closer to the center, the skirt's borders get deeper, allowing the current to form a natural U-shape. A retention zone located directly in the center of the U-shape keeps the plastic and functions as a funnel along with our solar-powered lighting, cameras, sensors, and anti-collision systems. With the use of this technology, the ocean cleanup can keep track of the system's effectiveness while they work. At some point, a ship makes its way to this cleanup system, gathers the plastic, and returns to shore. Following recycling, the plastic is used to create new items. Once the system was operational, all that remained to be done was to determine whether the slots model he had been considering would work. He hadn't entered the ocean since he was a teenager. The unfortunate truth was that this model was utterly ineffective. Plastic was seeping into the system but was also getting caught there. It was a colossal failure at capturing and holding plastic. In addition, they discovered at the end that a component of the system that extended 18 meters disconnected and broke, forcing them to start over from scratch. Wow, it seems that you're still there. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. Alright, let's continue where we left off. When a piece of the cleanup system that was 18 meters long and truly detached from the rest of the system. Basically, a fracture that happened meant that the objective for the entire team was to evaluate the results and figure out what is really the core cause of these problems. That we thought Slot didn't view the fracture as a huge issue. It was inevitable that there would be problems with the initial ocean cleanup system, just as there were with the first trains and aeroplanes. The major issue was the reason why the plastic floated away, which depended on the sea's currents, wind, weather, and impact of the floaters. It was also quite challenging to pinpoint what went wrong because there were so many different factors. Until July 2021. The system needed to be upgraded, therefore System 2 was introduced. This time, the floater is being towed by 2 ships, one at each end, at a speed of 1.5 knots. The ocean is turbulent, but by allowing the ships to manage the floater's speed, they were able to prevent plastic from tipping over and brought order out of the chaos. Additionally, the floater has grown by a third from its prior model to 800 meters in length. This system also had the goal of monitoring hotspots. The density of plastic in the Pacific waste patch is not uniform throughout, but is higher near its center. Consequently, to remove the most plastic from the ocean, they focused primarily on these regions. After a year, the approach may be seen to have had some success. A significant milestone was reached by July 2022. There is still more work to be done, despite the fact that they have already removed 100,000 kilograms of plastic from the North Pacific garbage patch, or nearly the weight of 2 Boeing 737-800s. Only 0.1% of the entire garbage patch is represented by this. Despite the fact that this was hailed as a major victory. If the same procedure were followed every year, it would take 1,000 years to clean up the North Pacific garbage patch. This ocean cleanup took a year to complete. They had only cleaned up an area that was around 2% the size of Paris, despite the patch being 3 times the size of France. Ocean cleanup has just recently begun because of this. In reaction to this significant ocean cleaning, the company stated that now that our technology has been proven, we are prepared to switch to our new and extended System 003, which is predicted to collect plastic at a pace that could be up to 10 times higher than the one used by the previous model. System 003 will be 3 times as big as System 2 thanks to growth in size, higher efficiency, and increased uptime, and the floater will be about 2.4 kilometers long. The Pacific garbage patch might be completely cleaned with just 10 of these systems. System 003 soon became System 03 due to ocean cleanup. When the ocean cleanup project first began, it was anticipated that hundreds of systems would be required. They eliminated a 0 from its name because they now realize they would require less than 100. There will be 3 boats on System 3, 2 to hold the system in place and 1 to collect plastic as they go. This is another significant difference. All of these boats will go around continuously. One of the boats that will sail back to shore will be replaced every 2 weeks by a new boat. Additionally, the operation will receive new staff and supplies thanks to these new boats. But there are other solutions to plastic pollution besides an ocean cleaning. Our way of living and how we use items has fundamentally changed. There are several things you may do if, like us, you are concerned about plastic pollution. You can take part in beach cleanups, recycle your single-use plastics responsibly, and consume fewer of them. Hope you find this video pretty informative. Spreading the word to your friends and family can also make a difference. We'll see you in the next video.